Good morning and welcome to News Dive. It's Wednesday, August 20th, 2025, and the time is 6 a.m. Here are today's top stories from Sri Lanka and around the world. In government news, the cabinet has approved a plan to connect public institutions that maintain critical national information infrastructure to the National Cyber Protection Operations Center. This move aims to safeguard essential services from increasing cyber threats. The Illegal Assets Investigation Unit is set to confiscate properties worth hundreds of millions of rupees belonging to two alleged top-tier drug dealers, marking a significant step in the country's fight against narcotics. A hurdle called in the northern and eastern provinces yesterday drew mixed responses, with some areas observing the shutdown while others continued normal activities. In Colombo, over 80 youth leaders from South Asia gathered for the inaugural Young South Asian Leaders Initiative workshop, funded by the United States, to foster leadership and regional cooperation. President Anura Kumara Dissanayake chaired preliminary discussions on the 2026 budget, focusing on rural development and social security while reviewing projects implemented under the 2025 budget. On the sports front, South African bowler Keshav Maharaj claimed his maiden ODI 5-wicket haul, helping South Africa take a 1-0 lead against Australia in the ongoing series. The 12th edition of the Sri Lanka India Naval Exercise, SLINEX-25, concluded successfully on August 18th, further strengthening maritime cooperation between the two nations. To encourage young entrepreneurs, the government has introduced a concessionary loan scheme offering up to 5 million rupees at 4% interest, targeting agriculture and industry sectors. The cabinet also approved the appointment of Mrs. MKSRD Samarasinghe as Director General of Export Agriculture, aiming to boost Sri Lanka's agricultural exports. Turning to international news, former U.S. President Donald Trump has expressed doubts about Russian President Vladimir Putin's willingness to reach a peace deal in Ukraine, warning of a potentially rough situation ahead. In a humanitarian gesture, Russia has returned over 1,000 bodies to Ukraine amid the ongoing conflict. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi called for peaceful dialogue to resolve the Ukraine crisis during a recent phone conversation with President Putin. The U.S. State Department has revoked over 6,000 student visas, affecting international students, including those from Sri Lanka. In South Korea, authorities have launched a 100-day crackdown on abuse against migrant workers following a viral video showing mistreatment of a Sri Lankan worker. In business news, the Colombo Stock Exchange's S&P SL20 index crossed 6,000 points for the first time, driven by strong performances in banking and financial sectors. However, foreign investors turned net sellers of Sri Lanka rupee bonds last week, reversing a recent buying trend amid global uncertainties. Videlanka plc commissioned the second phase of its Horana solar power project, adding 2 megawatts of capacity and contributing 3.6 gigawatt-hours of clean energy annually to the national grid. Selected locations within the Pelwat and Savanagala sugar factory premises will be developed as tourist attractions under public-private partnership models. A virtual event highlighted strengthened economic ties between the U.S. and Sri Lanka, focusing on infrastructure development and investment opportunities, with an eye on Sri Lanka's strategic maritime position as a regional trade hub. In legal and political developments, former National Lotteries Board Executive Director Thusitha Halalua was remanded until August 28th over allegations related to a staged shooting incident. Former State Minister Shashindra Rajapaksa remains in custody until August 26th pending ongoing investigations. The Supreme Court is reviewing 3 petitions challenging the constitutionality of the President's Entitlements Repeal Bill. The Speaker announced a pending decision on a no-confidence motion against Deputy Defense Minister Aruna Jayasekara, signed by 31 opposition MPs. Police questioned journalist Kanapati Pillai Kumanan over allegations of promoting LTTE propaganda. Weather-wise, a few light showers are expected in parts of the western and Sabaragamuwa provinces, as well as in Kandy, Nuwara Eliya, Gale, and Matara districts. A heat advisory has been issued for several parts of Sri Lanka, and residents are advised to take necessary precautions. In sports, Lance Corporal Aaron Thavarasa Puvitharan set a new national pole vault record by clearing 5.18 meters at the Army Athletics Championship. Sri Lankan Navy Officer Lieutenant Arandij Nishanka won 2 gold medals at International Taekwondo Championships held in South Korea. Veteran fast bowler Lasith Malinga has resumed training with the national cricket team ahead of the upcoming series against Zimbabwe. India announced its Asia Cup 2025 squad with Surya Kumar Yadav as captain and Shubman Gill as vice-captain. The tournament will be held in the UAE. The youth cricket schedule has been updated, with all Sri Lanka under-19 girls matches against Australia under-19 girls to be played at the Rangiri Dimbola International Cricket Stadium from September 20th to 30. In entertainment, Harrison Ford reflected on his career and his first Emmy nomination for the series Shrinking, where he portrays a character with Parkinson's disease. Netflix released the first look at its upcoming series House of Guinness, set in 19th century Dublin and New York, premiering on September 25th. Actress Jenna Ortega opened up about the challenges of being young in Hollywood and using her voice professionally. In Bollywood, Faisal Khan alleged during a press conference that his brother Amir Khan has an extramarital child, stirring controversy. Late-night host Jimmy Kimmel defended the industry amid reports of financial losses, disputing claims that Stephen Colbert's show loses $40 million annually. In breaking news, a man injured in a shooting near Peliagoda Fish Market has succumbed to his injuries while receiving treatment at Colombo National Hospital. Police in Gampaha arrested 10 individuals linked to drug and organized crime networks, seizing firearms in the operation. 2 teenagers were arrested in Epawala for a hit-and-run incident that injured a police officer. They face multiple charges, including driving without licenses and ignoring police commands. Looking ahead, former editor Dharman Wickramaratne will launch his book, Premikirthi Gathane Sulamula, on August 27th at 3 p.m. Preparations for the Asian Youth Games are underway, with the National Olympic Committee and Sri Lanka Anti-Doping Agency conducting official sessions for athletes. That wraps up your early morning news update on Newsdive. Stay tuned for more updates throughout the day. Have a great Wednesday ahead.